Technology. Technology has played a major role in the advancement of human civilization. Technology has taken the capabilities of humans beyond anywhere anyone could possibly imagine. Technology has taken us to the moon and back, to the corners of the earth in a matter of hours, and it has carried the sound of our voices across land and sea thousands of miles in a matter of seconds. Technology has allowed for the inventions of devices such as the phonograph and the camera, which have evolved today into giant billion-dollar industries as we know them. Whenever we want, we can pull out our smartphones and look on our favorite apps and appreciate music, videos, and pictures whenever we want. We can appreciate the talents and capabilities of humans through media. However, what if I told you that all over the world today there are people being paid large amounts of money for doing things that they are actually not capable of doing? What if I told you that your favorite song sounds good not because of somebody's talent, but because of technology? And what if I told you that that new album that you just bought was actually not made by that artist? I'm talking about the modern music industry. You see, technology has revolutionized the way we record and listen to music. And although it has made the process of recording music faster and easier, not every product that has come out of the music technology space has benefited music every way in the same way. Don't get me wrong, I did just tell you how awesome technology is. But see, I believe that when you combine technology with augmenting the capabilities of a musician, you destroy one of the most fundamental elements of music, and that is the human element. You see, music is a language, and it is a way for one person to communicate their thoughts and feelings to another person through sound. In order to do this effectively, somebody must play with skill and with passion. And it takes a lot of hard work and practice in order to do that effectively. Hard work and practice is something that most pop musicians these days don't actually need in order to be successful. You see, through modern music technology, any mediocre musician can be turned into a maestro. Using programs and features such as Auto-Tune, Beat Detective, virtual instruments, and editing, any sloppy vocal take or messed up drum fill can be fixed in a matter of seconds. In a 2012 music documentary called Sound City, a musician by the name of Lee Ving comments on a time where he spoke to a young musician who told him that you don't have to practice anymore. All you gotta do is put the audio into a computer, slice it up, and it comes out perfect. We can see this happening all around us today. Turn on the radio and listen to any new song that comes out. Chances are, a lot of augmenting and polishing has gone into that song to create the final product as you know it today. Sometimes, a lot of editing more time can be spent editing than actual recording of the audio. Other times, artists don't even write their own songs. They have people or computers to do it for them. Other times, studio musicians aren't even hired to work in a studio, because a hardworking drummer or a full orchestra of string players can be completely replaced by a program and a computer mouse. Other times, people who aren't even musicians are buying into the music industry. I've come across several people who make rap beats on their laptops with their computer mouses, and then they go on eBay and try to sell them to the next budding young Eminem rapper for hundreds of dollars. This is what the music industry has come to today. Overall, we can make music today with technology that sounds beautiful and perfect in every way. Sometimes it sounds too perfect. So, at what point do we cross the line so far that we compromise the raw talent and passion behind the musician? At what point does music stop being music? Once upon a time, in a place called Van Nuys, California, in Los Angeles, there was a music studio called Sound City. And this music studio was legendary for being the place that recorded some of the most legendary records ever to grace rock and roll music. Artists such as Elton John, The Beatles, Nirvana, REO Speedwagon, Fleetwood Mac, Tom Petty, Johnny Cash, Cheap Trick, and Foreigner all made records there that have been incredibly successful. The core of Sound City was their usage of traditional recording techniques. Audio in the studio was recorded through a Neve 8028 recording console and directly onto 2-inch recording tape from reel to reel. The beauty behind this method is that audio that is recorded is put directly onto the tape, and you can't augment it or change it in a computer. This means that a lot of the bands that would record back in the day would be made up of very talented musicians who worked very hard, played with passion, and made great records. There's a reason why the band Nirvana practiced 8 hours a day, every day for 5 months before going into Sound City to record their 1991 record, Nevermind. And as any Nirvana fan would know, that record's audio quality sounds fantastic, and there's a reason why they sold over 30 million copies of that record worldwide. Overall, collectively from all the bands that have recorded at Sound City over the years, Sound City is responsible for the sales of over 200 million records. And now you would think that such a successful studio would still be around today cranking out platinum records. But unfortunately, this is not the case. You see, many tape-based studios like Sound City have gone under in recent years, and in 2011, Sound City went out of business. This is because technology has caught up, and there is no longer any need for Neve consoles and reel-to-reel recording machines. There are only a handful of studios left that prefer the traditional techniques over modern ones. And thankfully, there are quite a few bands these days that do prefer that technology above new technology. Bands such as the Foo Fighters almost exclusively record on tape at their studio in California, Studio 606. And they gladly invite bands in to record on tape as well in their studio. The Foo Fighters' discography is a testament to the techniques of using tape. Each one of their albums is raw performance, has lots of emotion, and it sounds fantastic. They like to be honest and pure in their records. I really do value honest and pure performances and not performances that have been changed to lose that human element. I don't hear many records coming out these days that have preserved that very well. So what do we do then in this age of technology? How do we appreciate music for what music should be? How do we dig deeper in this digital age and find that raw talent again? How many more years will it be until we don't hear the human element in music at all? The answers to these questions are subjective, and I cannot tell you quite what they are. But what I can tell you is this. As a musician myself, I know that if I were to go into a studio and augment the sound of my voice or fix my playing in a computer, I would certainly be shaming the gifts and talents that my God has given me. If I do that in a computer, I'm basically saying, God, what you've given me is not good enough, and I really don't want to do that. This is why I try to seek out good music that is played by talented musicians who are also gifted with God-given talents. With that, I encourage you to do the same thing, whether you are a musician or not. Find the things that are real in your life and separate them from the fake, and then work hard to develop your talents to serve God better. As Chris Martin of Coldplay once famously sang, "Give me real, don't give me fake."